Elderly driver hits students in Sanxia crash. Patient attacks dentist over pain during cleaning. Bei-Shi Tech Park AI cluster expected to generate spillover effects. UK and EU agree Brexit reset trade deal. British Mountaineer sets record 19th Everest summit. Homelessness crisis unfolds at Madrid airport. Indonesia's Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki erupts again. The world's top 5 happiest cities in 2025.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Tuesday, May 20th, World Bee Day, and here are our top stories. In local news, in New Taipei's Sanxia district, a 78-year-old driver ran a red light near Bei-Da Elementary School, crashing into pedestrians and scooter riders. 3 people died, including 2 schoolgirls and a woman in her 40s, while 12 others were injured. A 12-year-old girl was revived and remains in critical condition. The driver, recently relicensed, is under investigation. A 21-year-old man assaulted a female dentist in Taipei after complaining of pain during a cleaning. He suddenly attacked her, leaving blood at the scene. A technician tried to stop him, but failed. The suspect fled before police arrived. The case is under investigation. NVIDIA will establish its Taiwan headquarters and R&D center in Taipei's Bei-Shi Tech Park. Experts say it will boost cross-sector synergy with neighbors like ASUS, Pegatron, and Wistron. The government welcomes the move as a sign of Taiwan's key role in the global AI supply chain. Power supply is expected to meet needs. Officials added that no new data center applications have been filed so far. And in global news, the UK and EU have agreed on a new post-Brexit reset trade deal after months of negotiations. Sir Keir Starmer declared Britain is back on the world stage, while the European Commission president said it was a historic moment. Some of the main points include e-gate access for British passport holders in Europe, no health certificates required each time pets travel to Europe, and the removal of red tape from most food and drink imports and exports.
There will be no change to UK fishing access, with no cut in British quotas or increase in what the EU can catch, which is set annually. Fishing rights were a major part of the Brexit Leave campaign, although the industry accounts for only 0.4% of GDP. Under the new deal, British passport holders can use e-gates in Europe after years of long passport queues. Pet passports will also be brought back, so cats, dogs, and ferrets coming from the UK will no longer need expensive health certificates from vets in both the UK and Europe to travel with their owners to the EU. Most routine checks and the need for certificates for food and drinks have been removed, which the government said will reduce the burden on businesses and shorten lorry queues at the border.
A British mountain guide scaled Mount Everest on Sunday for the 19th time, breaking his own record for the most ascents of the world's highest mountain by a non-Sherpa guide. Kenton Cool, 51, from southwest England, reached the 8,849-meter peak along with several other climbers. His expedition guide said he was doing well and on his way down from the summit. Cool first climbed Mount Everest in 2004 and has done so almost every year since.
Hundreds of climbers and their guides are on the mountain during the popular spring climbing season, hoping to scale the world's highest peak. Cool was unable to climb Everest in 2014 because the season was cancelled after 16 Sherpa guides were killed in an avalanche, and again in 2015 when an earthquake triggered another avalanche that killed 19 people. The 2020 season was also cancelled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Only Nepali Sherpa guides have scaled the peak more times than Cool. The record for the most climbs of Mount Everest is held by Nepali Sherpa guide Kami Rita, who has summited 30 times and is currently on the mountain, expected to make the climb again in the coming days.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Teresa sets out in search of work, a shower, and a bit of exercise before returning home. For about 6 months, that home has been Terminal 4 of Madrid's international airport. For months, a political blame game between officials at different levels of government has meant that the homeless encampments at the airport have largely gone unaddressed. In recent weeks, videos on social media and news reports about the airport's homeless population have put a spotlight on the issue.
Madrid's city council on Thursday said it had asked Spain's national government to take charge and develop a plan to rehabilitate every homeless individual sleeping at the airport. A city council spokesperson said Madrid's city government had recently called for a meeting with officials from AENA, a state-owned, publicly listed company, the regional government of Madrid, and several national ministries, all of whom declined. It is not known how many people are sleeping in Madrid's airport, through which 66 million travelers passed last year. A recent count by a charity group identified roughly 400 homeless people in the airport, many of whom, like Teresa, had previously lived in Madrid and were employed in some capacity.
Indonesia raised the alert level of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki to the highest after it erupted 8 times over the weekend. The volcano, located on Flores Island in eastern Indonesia, spewed volcanic ash between 1.86 and 3.42 miles high on Sunday. At least 9 people were killed and thousands were evacuated when the volcano erupted in November last year. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area of high seismic activity atop multiple tectonic plates.
Images shared by the agency showed clouds of thick gray ash billowing from the crater. Rumbling noises with low to high intensity were heard from the nearest monitoring post during the eruption. On Monday morning, the volcano erupted again, belching ash clouds 3/4 of a mile high. The agency said a radius of more than 3.5 miles from the crater must be cleared and warned residents of the risk of cold lava flow from the crater once heavy rains occur. There have not been any evacuations of residents or flight cancellations due to the eruptions so far. In March, an eruption at Lewotobi Laki-Laki forced some airlines to cancel and delay flights into Bali, including Australia's Jetstar and Qantas Airways.
Researchers at the Institute for the Quality of Life recently released their 2025 Happy City Index, tracking 82 indicators of happiness across 6 major categories: citizens, governance, environment, economy, health, and mobility. The index measured policies that contribute to quality of life, as well as their implementation and impact on residents. It noted that no city should ultimately be considered the happiest, instead naming a group of 31 cities that made the Gold Cities list, indicating especially strong scores across all metrics.
Denmark frequently ranks among the happiest countries, so it's no surprise that its capital city received the highest overall score. Ranked second highest in the index, Switzerland's largest city earned especially high marks in the citizens category as well as the governance category, which measures citizen participation in government policies and access to digital services that improve residents' lives. Singapore often ranks high in various indexes, especially as one of the happiest countries in Asia, due to its ease of doing business, cleanliness, and infrastructure. Denmark's second largest city, Aarhus, is often called the world's smallest big city, a characteristic that helps residents stay happy by combining urban amenities with a small community feel.
The answer for yesterday was B, diversify. The company decided to diversify its product line to attract more customers. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. UK and EU agree Brexit reset trade deal. Number 1, certificate, 证书. She has received several certificates in computer programming. Number 2, historic, 历史性的. The president gave a historic speech that changed the nation. Number 3, queue, 排队的人龙，队列. There were long queues outside the store on opening day. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Bee Day corresponds with an important influencer in the pioneering of beekeeping. Anton Jansa, who in the 18th century pioneered modern beekeeping techniques in his native country, Slovenia, was one of the first people to help bring about the importance of bees in the world environment. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Oceana, and I'll see you next time.